Greetings and salutations, and we're back for some more Retro Relaxin. I wanted to pick up where I left off on Super Mario World, and I received actually... Ooh, almost jumped right down a hole there. I actually received a very nice comment on my Pokemon Unite video about how the person enjoyed the video and then was like, I'm surprised that the algorithm sent sent them a new person to watch, right? And it's like, well, that's very kind of them. And to me, I thought that was very touching. Personally, I mean, I replied to them. I thought it was great. Because it's like, it's always good to hear from new people. And this is why this is why I always have to say, comment. Above and beyond anything, comment. I don't care about it. Like, if people say, oh, well, what about the other metrics? Nah, it doesn't matter. Because people are going to find it one way or the other. Okay? But commenting allows the creator to see what people like, allows the creator to see what people don't like. It gives them perspective. Which, I mean, everybody needs perspective if you think about it. And that's true. If you honestly really look at it, I mean, everything in life. If things aren't going the right way, you sometimes need a change of perspective. Like that. I've changed my perspective right down the hole. But nevertheless, a change of perspective is... That was a dunce move. Just give me the old dunce cap. But a change of perspective is never a bad thing. It allows you to see something from a different person's eyes. Because a lot of people get stuck in what is essentially first-person mode. I mean, most people are going to do that. Like, they prioritize their life first. They prioritize, themselves first. And why wouldn't they, right? It makes perfect sense. Well, that's no good. That's no good. Oh, awesome. Batting 1,000 on that one. Awesome. I'm just nailing it. What I'm saying is, like, when you take a look at it, everybody gets caught into first-person mode, right? They don't take the time to take a step away and look at something from a different perspective and say, well, wait a minute, maybe I messed up. Maybe I need to do something different or something new, or... people rarely do that. And so, it's always good to... That's interesting. It's always good to be able to get that fresh set of eyes, so to speak, to kind of point you in a new direction, or to open your eyes to a new direction, something you hadn't thought about. Same can be said for, like, opinions and many other things, to be perfectly honest. There's... whenever you get new information about something and you become more informed about a topic or anything at all, you tend to have a more or less, they say, well, an informed decision. Okay, let's call it an informed decision. You still, you still need new perspective on everything. Because if you don't have that new perspective, what happens? You can make all the informed decisions you want, but at the end of the day, you're still drafting off of everything you've lived and seen first person. But when you get that viewpoint from somebody else's eyes, it kind of opens up your eyes to something that you haven't seen before. If if that's the right way to say it, right? But at least that's my perspective on it, so there you go. There's a new perspective if you haven't had that one yet. Wait, didn't I do this the other day? I'm having a real deja vu moment here. Oh, that's right, I did this when I was playing on a different Switch. That's right. It was, my nephew's Switch. And I did this while on his Switch. Not because he couldn't or anything like that, but because we were sitting there and I just started playing Super Mario World. And that's what I did it on. I knew I did it, though. I couldn't remember where, but I knew I had done it. Get off the thing. There we go. I was gonna go after the coins, but I decided, yeah, it's not worth it. I'm just getting myself destroyed over here by the dry bones. Goodbye, Mario. And I don't know. Maybe I have a weird perspective on things. Maybe I have a weird way of seeing everything through a different lens. I've been told that that's the case. But, you know. It's like, do you believe them? Or do you just take what they say for granted? Or do you know yourself better than that? It's like... That's an interesting question. So, like, if somebody gives you an opinion about who you are, do you take it to heart? Or do you sit there and say, I know myself better than that, and I disagree with their analysis? It's an interesting question, for sure. I mean, I know how I look at it, but... that's just... I guess that's how I've always looked at things. Really? There we go. There we go. Oh yeah, I forgot about Morton. There we go. It's kind of cheap with the feather to just be able to keep doing that. I mean, I love older games like this. I don't know why. I mean, it could be because, you know, it's part of my childhood. It could also be because it's just... there's some people out there that don't really see it or connect with it, you know? That's kind of... I mean... it's kind of difficult to not be able to connect with Mario. But at the same time, it's like, there's a lot of people that just didn't. You know, they had Sega when they grew up, so they didn't really get the chance to, you know, connect in that regard with SNES, you know, Super Mario World. I mean, which, admittedly, people... there's a lot of people that lauded Super Mario World as, like, the best of all Super Marios. Don't know if I'd go that far. But it is a good Super Mario. That's an awfully oddball place to have a pipe. But, okay. You do you, I guess. See, there it is. It's up there. It's up there, and I proceed to immediately throw myself down the hole. Great. I got an idea, though. Don't worry about it. We got the idea. A lot of this was just like, if you really realistically look at this game, wrong one. Run to the wrong world. If you realistically look at this game, it really was a masterpiece. Like, look at all the secret levels that were in it. Look at all the stuff that existed in the game. And yet, people took it for granted, you know? The people that found these secrets, they're well-known secrets now. But it's like, look back on it as kids, right? Nobody really knew where all this stuff was. And we were just kind of, flying by the seat of our pants, so to speak. And now you look back on it like the old Halcyon days, and you're just like, man, that game was really that good. Crazy. I took care of that. And that right there is how you take care of it. You come over here and you grab one of these. Really? There we go. I know. It's strange that I remember all these secrets. Let's see if I can remember where this one was. Oh yeah! I remember those little springboard things. I don't know if I remember where this one is, but whoa, dude's kicking footballs. That's not it. That's not it at all. I have a sneeze coming, hold on. Well, let's just say I didn't sneeze. Sneeze was a no-show. Oh, that was it. Thought that was not it. Huh. Weird. Well, timing is key there, but I got it. Really? There we go. We're getting there. That's fine. I'll take that. I didn't want to, like, ruin it and end up dying or whatever. Forget it. There we go. There we go. Now I should be able to easily coast to the finish. The cape is so broken in this game. Like, don't get me wrong, I love Mario. I love this Mario. I'd have to say this is my second most beloved Mario. Behind Mario Galaxy. And yes, I'll play Mario Galaxy on here eventually. The reason I like Mario Galaxy more than this is Mario Galaxy just went that extra mile. You know what I mean? Like, Mario 3... This technically is... Well, yeah, there's Super Mario 3. Super Mario 3 is okay. Okay, I jumped. But they said no, I did not. That's fine. Come on, get that running start, Mario. Move your stumpy little legs and get moving. I jumped again and it didn't let me. There we go. There we go. Beautiful. Super Mario 3 was okay, in my estimation. Is it a really good game? Yeah, it's a really good game, but does it rank up there with, like, some of my most beloved Marios? No, not at all. Galaxy, though. There's just something about Galaxy. I'm pouring myself a cup of coffee, so please do be patient. Something about Galaxy, though. Galaxy had, like, the beautiful blend of, like, the audio, the soundtrack was amazing, the premise was amazing, the fact that the planets had gravitational pull. I mean, all those little things that most people would just take for granted in a game, those were the little things that really sent it up and over the top for me. And I don't think a lot of people felt the same way about it. I mean, they liked it. It was well received. But I don't think it had that. I don't think that it carried with it that same level of awe-inspiring. I figured that was going to happen. It didn't carry with it like that awe-inspiring Mario game that everyone just kind of looked at as like, yes, I need to have that in my life. You know what I mean? Like, this one kind of, like, defined, per se, the genre, because it's, you know, brought out new power-ups and brought out Yoshi, and there was just that extra level that it went above and beyond Super Mario 1, 2, and 3, right? Like, Super Mario 1 was, you know, here's your template for what Marios and platformers should be. Super Mario 2, the American Super Mario 2, was like, here's a template of what we kind of would come to anticipate. Really? I don't think I should be going backwards there, but number 2 was like, you know, here's a template for what we could effectively have in a game. What would the players select, being able to select your NPC, you know, not your NPC, but being able to select your actual character, and having things like that. So, there was that aspect to Mario that was there. And Super Mario 3 brought out the whole, you know, the frog suit, the Tookeny suit, added a whole new dimension to the game in terms of you could have new power-ups that were thrilling and just like a whole new concept as it is. So, that being the case... Oh, so this is the way you're supposed to go through it. Okay. That being the case, it's almost like each Mario brought something to the table, and this one brought Yoshi to the table, stuff like that. But you take a look at Galaxy. Obviously, Super Mario 64 brought 3D to the table, and you had, I mean, it was the first 3D Mario, and then on top of that, you had other things like trying to think here. You had Metal Mario, which, I mean, allows for obviously new and ingenious ways of doing things. But you also had things like you had certain Mario abilities that were new and, you know, interesting in Super Mario 64, but mostly it was the 3D aspect. I'm trying to concentrate at the same time of doing this, so it's a little bit difficult. And then, on the other hand, when you take a look at, say, Super Mario Sunshine, here we have Mario's got a set of peripherals in, you know, in the fact that he has FLUDD. And it showed that Mario doesn't necessarily need to have power-ups to be, well, Mario. He can technically have, you know, a peripheral device that allows him to do the same things. He doesn't need to get the Fire Flower. He doesn't need to, you know, doesn't need to have a cape or have, you know, any sort of other, you know, feather from like Mario 3. No, he doesn't need those. They could go in a whole new perspective with it, which that's kind of what Mario Sunshine did. And then you have, you know, Super Mario Galaxy, which brought back the need, not really the need, but it brought back the usefulness of power-ups. Fire Flower, Frost Flower, stuff like that. The Bee Suit. And so Galaxy brought those back, but then Galaxy also brought into the perspective that what if... That was terrible. I forgot to jump off of it. Galaxy also brought with it, like, the what if of... What if Mario had... What if there was gravity? And... You know, what if there was a fourth dimension to it? Everybody knows it's got 3 dimensions, and there's like, wait, what fourth dimension? The Lumas. And the little, star bits. I was trying to think of the, you know, I was gonna keep saying, like, the Luminites, but I know that wasn't it. The star bits. You collect the star bits, and then you can use the Wii Remote to fire them at targets in the game. Now, that's a whole new dimension. Like Mario, you know, Super Mario 64 was 3D, but it didn't have that fourth dimension of where you're actually utilizing a 3-dimensional, like... Hold on, I have to sneeze. I'm sorry. Okay, so my sneeze is trolling me because it didn't do it. It was there, but then it went away. I don't like that. It drives me nuts. But Mario Galaxy brought up the thought of, what if you as the player, outside of the world itself, could technically influence the world itself by the way of the star bits? Which... That's kind of what it does. if you think about it. Because you're not actually on the playing field, yet you're affecting the field of play. If that makes sense. Right? It's almost like saying, oh, well, here's this player outside of the game affecting the game. Almost like a dungeon master in Dungeons and Dragons. And I just made a mistake. I'm such a dunce. But that's kind of like the best way I could describe it, is you are kind of like a dungeon master outside of the game, running the game. You know what I mean? Or affecting the game. And that's kind of what Galaxy did. So there was that little, you know, it might have been like gimmicky and kitschy at the same time, but it was just well done. And it was well pulled off, and it had a great soundtrack. The game just hit on every note. Even the whole, you know, hey, Bowser's, oh man, really? Even the whole, you know, Bowser's got an intergalactic spaceship here, and he wants the princess for who knows why. Who knows what Bowser does that reason for. But it was just one of those things, like, the game itself was really well done in that regard. And I think nothing has really captured that same look and feel. Because even though, you know, there's a lot of people that like, you know, Mario Odyssey because of Cappy and, you know, other things like that, it's like, really take a look at it. What did Cappy bring to the table? Nothing as memorable as Galaxy. As if you really think about it, right? I just second-guessed it halfway through the midair. Or halfway through the air there. I'm struggling on Butterbridge 1 here. Butterbridge Secret 1. No, like, Cappy didn't bring that same look and feel of the Lumas and the Starbits. Because you know, the cap's not outside of the game, it's, you know, he's wearing it. And now you could, you know, use it to, I guess, kind of like possess certain objects. Alright. There's kind of an interesting concept there. But yet, that was beautiful. But yet, it still had the same issues, right? Like, it didn't bring anything really new and amazing to Mario. And I think that's why Odyssey fell short of Galaxy. I did not play Galaxy 2, unfortunately. I wanted to. At least I believe they had a Galaxy 2. I wanted to, but I just never did. And I think that wasn't that for the Wii U? Was Galaxy 2? That might have been why I didn't. Is because I don't have a Wii U. I almost bit it again. But if they had brought something else to Galaxy 2 that would have really been something amazing like they had in Galaxy, with the ability to use the Starbits, then I think they would have had another Smash on their hands, really. And then, of course, you take a look at Mario Maker. Look at what Mario Maker brought to the table. I mean, that's a hit, too. And, I mean, I'm not a big Mario Maker fan, personally. But at the same time, I can understand why it's a hit. I can understand why people love it. I'll take it. Wait, so that's just me. I see why people love Mario Maker. I see why people just kind of connect with it. And I'm good with it. Now, other things that I'm going to be doing on this Retro Relaxin. I am going to be doing, probably Zelda, I don't know if I should do Link to the Past. I mean, ideally, I would love to, on the Game Boy, do, Zelda... What's this called there? Let me think about it here. Link's Awakening. I think Link's Awakening is very underrated. To be perfectly honest with you. Because Link's Awakening was like that... It only came out on the Game Boy, and it was kind of like tucked away and people didn't really talk about it. And those that talked about it seemed to love it. And I'm a part of that group of people that loves that game. And again, I mean, that's another thing that people could talk about is what did each Zelda bring to the table? Come to think of it, right? Brings a lot. Like the first one, is your basic Zelda. You have your Triforce, etc., blah, blah, blah. Well, that's unfortunate. That's doubly unfortunate. But, like, you take a look at your Zelda games, it's like, you take a look at Zelda 2, Adventures of Link. It brought side-scrolling, like, complete side-scrolling to the game. Like, it was a stand-up Zelda, as a joke. There was that, it was the only Zelda of its kind at the time, where it was a complete side-scroller and not like a top-down viewpoint. So, I mean, it was interesting for that reason. Then you take a look at the other Zeldas, like the Super NES Zelda. What did that bring to the table? Well, better soundtrack, a whole lot more items, a dark world, so it has a secondary world. And so, I mean, each one kind of has its own charm in that regard. So it's like, I'm gonna use this, I'm gonna farm these for 1-ups. Why not? There we go. Gotcha. Ludwig von Koopa. I appreciate his forward, his just straightforward approach of, I'm gonna breathe fire at you. I like that. Just, Ludwig's just like, I'm going to brace, he's Ludwig. He's clearly German. Ludwig von Koopa. So he's just like, I'm going to brace fire at you, and you are going to take it. And if you don't, I will then spin around inside my shell and go after you. And then jump backward and go back and do more fire breathing. Nice. Now, little thing that most people don't realize, see how it gets the little bandage, the bandage in the back there? That's the cute little kitschy thing that most people don't realize. Great music. I'm gonna save it there, but I'm gonna go back down in here. And we're gonna do it this way because I didn't beat Castle 3. So, I'm gonna start here next time. And then, probably in the next Retro Relaxin, I'll probably play a different game other than Mario. Though I do like it. Matter of fact, hold on. I'm going to create that suspend point. Even though it is saved, I'm going to create that suspend point. And then I'm going to go back to here to go to... I want to... No, not there. I want to see if on the Game Boy... if they have... what's this called? Oh, something new to play. Did not know this. Oh. Do they have... They have Ages and Seasons, which are great. Do they have the other one? Link's Awakening. They do indeed. I am going to end up playing that, because I really do like it. I mean, Tetris. Really? Come on. Tetris is such a good time. I'm not very good at it, but Tetris is a good time. You know what? I'm gonna do one. I'm gonna do one. Oh yeah, this was before they did the whole up to turbo drop. There was actually a kid that got the kill screen on the NES Tetris. Couldn't believe it. Shortly after AI got to it. But still, the fact that the kid did it. No tool-assisted speedrun or nothing, he nailed it, and I'm like... That's impressive. That's very impressive. Because there's only so much you could go before... There's only so much you could do in a Tetris game before the kill screen, number one. Number two, I mean, imagine how hard it is to get to the kill screen in Tetris. Realistically speaking. It's hard. Very hard. Almost messed it up there. Let's see if I can wedge it in here. Nailed it. I'm waiting on a piece that I don't think I'm gonna get. Nope. Let's do it. It's time to stop going for Tetris. It's time to just start clearing lines. Gonna clear more lines than somebody at Club 52. And if you get that joke, that means you're old enough. If you don't get that joke, then I'm sorry. At least I think it's Club 52. I could be wrong. I could have just made a terrible joke. Though I could elaborate the joke. If I am correct in assuming, Club 52 is a place where they went and did coke. And a lot of it. That would be them clearing lines. I was gonna say something like, you know, Whitney Houston's house, but come on now. I'm not supposed to belittle the dead. You just don't do it. I cap out right at around 40 lines, give or take. That's when it just starts getting way too far ahead of my ability to keep up within reason. Unfortunately, I have to put that there. I don't want to be building Tetrises, come on. Oh, I can take this for a double. Beautiful. Hey, there's a triple. I'm not so sure about half of this placement. And why is it always with this? Look at this. Look at all the squares I'm getting. Like, why? Why, game? Why are you just constantly giving me squares? It's like the game's sitting there. It's like, yeah, you know what? We're gonna give him another square. At least, like, with the L pieces, you can kind of finagle them in such a way that you could make something out of it. And even those little, like, T-shaped pieces you can do something with. Obviously, the straight lines you could do something with, too. But the squares are such a pain because they always come at the most inopportune moment. And then you're like, what am I supposed to do with this? It's almost like getting a fruitcake for Christmas. You just kind of look at it like, what am I doing with this now? Yeah. Which I never really understood why people give out fruitcakes. Really? You're gonna give me fermented fruit in a loaf? That's enjoyable. It's not. Well, it's tradition and it's festive. And festive how? I mean, people are getting hammered off of your alcoholic fruit loaf. I think that should be the actual punishment for people on Christmas. They're forcing to eat the fruitcake. There you go. Oh, you were bad this year. You get the first slice of fruitcake. Oof. Pretty sure everybody would be well behaved after that. You best behave yourself, otherwise you're gonna get the first slice of Grandma Gertrude's fruitcake. You hear? Oh, that was bad. I even hit left, too. And it decided to say no. I object. No, if you think about it, right? Like, that's punishment enough. It's also kind of like those people that make green bean casserole. I hit left again, but it didn't go. I mean, this is bad now. This is very bad. Sir, we've gone pear-shaped. It's like the people that make green bean casserole. Now, I got nothing against the people that make the green bean casserole. I got a bone to pick with the casserole itself, though. I mean, I think it's atrocious. Not good, not good, not good. There we go. We're getting there. Of course, you know, there are people out there that be like, oh, you don't like green bean casserole because you don't like green beans. Well, yeah, that's part of it. I mean, I am on keto, and, you know, my nutritionist is like, you might want to shy away from, you know, well, that's no good. Bad. Anyhow, my nutritionist is just like, you might want to shy away from, like, the beans and the carbs, and okay, I'll take that under advisement, and so I do. Nevertheless, I'm not a big fan of the casserole. It's got a smell to it that's revolting. That aside, I hope everybody enjoyed this video, because I enjoyed making it. I hope everybody has a fantastic evening, a wonderful tomorrow. And again, I thank people for the comments they send. If there's ever anything that's in the comments that's like links in the comments or whatever, don't click them. I don't know if that's still a thing going on, but I don't want anyone to go somewhere and have that problem. So, under any circumstances, do not click any links in the comments or anything. Do not, unless specifically advised. Because I don't want to. I'm hoping I don't want people to lose their YouTube accounts. I don't want anything to happen like that. I don't want people to have information be compromised or anything like that. Never a good thing. Um, because I saw something on Twitter about a guy lost his whole YouTube account because he clicked a link in an email that he thought was somebody that wanted to work with him for an endorsement. So, or not an endorsement, but what do they call it? Sponsor. He thought it was a sponsorship email, and he clicked the link and lost his entire channel. So yeah, no links. Now, I hope everybody has a fantastic evening, a wonderful tomorrow. I appreciate all the comments, and as always, have a good one.